I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video we're going to have a look at the Plutonians, a IDO coming up on Seedify, Star Launch, Bullperks, and a variety of other launch pads. So quite hyped, and nothing in this video is financial advice, it is for entertainment purposes only. We're going to have a look at if this is an interesting metaverse game on Solana. VR not supported right now, but it's basically a VR Web3 game from U.A.Fabrica. Plutonians is an NFT enabled and SPL token powered space RPG video game. The game framework will be developed as a combination of Web2 multiplayer universe and Web3 enabled metaverse. Built in the spirit of openness that the metaverse demands, Plutonians is a persistent state Web3 video game with an underlying framework of primitives built to leave open the graphical layer to be reimagined by the community if they see fit. That's a lot of difficult words. This leaves open the option for mobile, tablet, even AR, VR, and beyond. Resist the temptation to know where you're going. Okay, I don't know what any of this means. It does sound quite techy and stuff, but let's have a look at what they have so far. So this is the VR demo called Pluto Quest. And basically, I assume you wear VR goggles and then you can enter VR. Okay, and it looks like we're in the spaceship right now and we have controls. I'm not into video games myself that much, or at least not the outer space ones. I know they're quite hot right now and they're quite in demand, specifically when you look at the metaverse and all the crypto related gaming aspects. I don't really see why people would be so interested in outer space kind of things, but they just are. And they tend to work quite well. If you look at Citus Heroes, for example, Star Atlas, two of the leading games that have done extremely well. However, there's no game yet. This one, Citus obviously has a full working demo. This one has a VR demo. I'm just curious to see what the actual gameplay is, because it's just hovering through space. And is it going to do something with these rocks, or are we just going to bump into them and crash? Oh, you just bounce off a rock. That doesn't make that much sense, I think. But I assume they would add utility to it. You can expect rocks. I'm just very curious to see what the gameplay is, because obviously this would be a planet. But if you're in your little VR machine, a planet wouldn't look like that, right? So I get it, you're in a machine in outer space. But yeah, whatever are we going to do then? I assume we will find that in the white paper. So the white paper, it's actually a light paper and it was quite difficult to find, but I did find it. So let's have a look. It is quite small. Is there an option for me to zoom in? Yes. Okay, there we go. So U.A.Fabrica presents Plutonians, powered by Solana. It's a VR demo available on pluto.quest. It's the video we just looked at. They have some cool logos here. So let's see what it's all about and see if this might offer an interesting opportunity for me. So 2021 Fabrica Studios. All right, so this is version 4, not up to date on 2022 yet, because this one says 2021, probably because they got started at that point, right? The core goal of Fabrica is to provide a high-level interface to game developers who may be skilled in programming, yet may not have the time or resources to learn blockchain. In the game way, most game developers don't code their graphic card instructions directly, but instead rely on API or a game engine to do the heavy lifting. This allows them to get on with doing what they do best, being creative. All right. Creating a game-focused Web3 abstraction set is a win-win-win for reducing the time spent in launching our new game IP and for bringing new blockchain Web3 enabled games to launch. Expanding the talent pool available to work on video games beyond the already started blockchain dev community. All right, positions ourselves fundamental. All right, the actual website is quite disappointing in terms of the art and what it looks like, right? It looks really, really poor quality, but the actual light paper design-wise looks really, really good. It's quite unique that they wrote it like this, But I mean, with the colors and the scheme of things, I wish they applied this on the website as well. It looks a lot better, a lot more professional. How will Plutonians look? Desired state is immersive, okay. Space metaverse. Okay, so I think it has something to do with like they build the environment and game developers can build upon that. That would be quite cool indeed. Plutonians is a flagship metaverse game IP from, yeah, okay, with capital M for metaverse. Okay, for users doesn't stop. Okay, this is quite difficult to read, so better put like a background on it like this. Using a combination of WebXR and Unreal 5 engine, player can look forward exploring across multiple screens, including AR, okay, collecting valuable NFT-backed in-game items and making trades in the various marketplace social spaces across the metaverse. First released as a compelling single-player mission, the Web3-enabled game world will eventually transition into an MMORPG. That's quite a big goal, okay? Players have, so that makes me curious, right? That makes me, so you guys know how I like to review these projects. Now I want to see a roadmap. Because if you are going to build a single player mission, then build out the Web3 assets around it, based on the demo we just seen, I'm not impressed at all. However, they want to turn it into an MMORPG. When there's a mass adoption, I'm always interested to see how they would like to achieve that. Players have incentive rank up on their own in the base solar system before venturing into potentially hostile open universe. Okay, quite cool PvP aspect there. There are two main factors inside the Plutonians. The UI, a corporate sponsored group who seek to maintain control. The solar system's 8 larger planets. The Order of the 19, a private group who provide interstellar trade from outposts. Okay, so like rebels and then the main control unit. Oh, it's not UI, it's IU, Interplanetary Union. All right, interesting. So there's some lore behind it. Always good to know. The ecosystem, a hybrid mix of escape velocity, homeworld, and real-time RPG games, combining classic. We don't want to see this. I don't give a fuck about Solchix anymore. Combining classic shooter action with strategy, in-game co-op, building, and collecting. Take on the role of a pirate and board and loot disabled vessels. That would be quite cool. Or take more diplomatic approach in the nearest cantina, like a canteen. And when done with a single player mission, build your own with a level editor. Or explore the work of the community with the Plutonians expanded universe, the best of which might even be included in the next expansion pack. Alright, cool. So 10 keys, Plutonians features. All right, so the features are obviously quite important. Level editor and story editor, spaceship and component editor, SPL token powered spaceship token burning, chase items of increasing, okay, real-time space travel, changing destination, exploring other worlds will take real strategy. So these are all quite descriptive, right? I haven't seen anything actual like this is how it will work, or it's just a sum up of the idea, which, I mean, for an IDO, this is not a seed round, right? So the IDO, the information should be established in some way or form. But let me give them a little bit more time, read through it. Free expansion packs, as value is created via burning tokens to explore them. So you need to burn tokens, so they're not actually free. In-game economy, markets, trading systems, leaning into humor and memes to continue to capture the energy of the community. NFT marketplace, in-game DEX, AMM, in-game yield farms, and in-game lending platform. So you want to build an MMORPG, including an NFT marketplace. Well, that makes sense, but an in-game DEX, in-game yield farms, and in-game lending platform, that's quite extensive for the roadmap, at least. Again, I am waiting to see that roadmap, to see what they're looking to pull off. Why space? Space Invaders, Lunar Lander, these games rode the wave of public consignment during the Apollo spaceship mission. Okay, so yeah, we understand the whole pattern. Definitely understand why they choose space, community development. Okay. Airdrops, NFTs, yeah, okay, so all the basic stuff. So I'm quite curious. Okay, so they talk about the metaverse, why it's a good opportunity. Fortunately, I know the data. So the marketplace, this is something I am interested in because they can do it as they please. The NFT marketplace, the marketplace where spaceships are born. Okay, purchase a spaceship or mega cruiser, upgrade components on ships, invest in the latest warp drive, sell your spaceship. All NFT spaceships can be used in-game, opening a new market for cross-metaverse activities. Open source allows for freedom and unlimited gameplay. Roam the galaxies, make friends, and build a fleet. Plutonians is limited only by your imagination. Okay, so if it's limited only by my imaginations, I can just design spaceships myself. I don't think so. So this is like filler context, which I don't like to see all the time. Like you can imagine it once, like, oh, this game is beyond your imagination, but this is hype talk, which is, yeah, I don't need to see that. But this actually looks quite good. This looks like a big spaceship, and this looks like barrels of some sort. Artillery intelligence, include consumer hardware, include console and VR headsets, along with standalone VR headsets, as well as enterprise hardware, consumer hardware, enter software, LBVR admission. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what's referring to, or maybe here. It's referring to the source of the largest growth is still to come. Okay. Competitor matrix. Okay, Star Atlas we see here. EVE Online, okay, I don't know these other ones, but I know Star Atlas. I've talked about it many times on this channel. Blockchain based, yes, yes, no, 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 no. Mining, yes. Exploration, open world, open world, open world, open world, open world. Medium, unlimited, very large, medium, unlimited, unlimited. Extended. What would the extended mean? I would just say unlimited. Handcrafted, algorithm, 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 handcrafted, created and curated, okay. Whatever that means. Combat, 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 marketplace, okay. Organizations, okay. World storyline plus content editor, okay. Virtual metaverse location tag, advanced meta comedy. Not too sure what these two elements exactly mean, but if they have an additional benefit, I think they would have to explain those benefits, which I don't think is explained anywhere. But it would be interesting to see which competitive advantage they would have over Star Atlas specifically, as that would be their main competitor. So just the metrics from me isn't enough to convince me they can take on Star Atlas, because they have first mover advantage, they have been up and running, they have proof of concept, and Plutonians is just, as it appears to me right now, just an ID, and that's all it is. All right, compromise 2 fungible tokens, PLD and RPC, the Plutonian DAO, and the Republic credits. Well, those are good names. So the Republic credits is the in-game currency, so that would be inflationary. 35 billion supply. Plutonian DAO, governance token, 350 million. Plutonian 238 in-game fuel, PU 238. And dark web, Plutonian universe, hidden currency, ticker name strange, 21 million. Okay. Plutonian DAO is the governance token that will be used helping creating a decentralized system of law in order Plutonian's gaming ecosystem. It represents a financial stake in Plutonians as well as voting power. This includes rights to voting, use in treasury funds, game engine development mandates, and other integral decisions for the ecosystem. Plutonians DAO have a fixed supply and no further minting will take place after this is met. And then this one is the inflationary one, which makes sense. All right, roadmap. December 2021, seed round. Okay. January 2022, private round. January 2022, strategic and VC round. Okay, I assume that the strategic and VC round would happen before the private round. January 2022, gameplay, engine, and level builder internal build. January 2022, there's a lot of January 2022. Plutonian core game launch, 2D top-down shooter web game. All right, so they're coming with something. February, public and IDO rounds. TGE go-to-market. All right, fair enough. So that's happening. Seedify, Bull Perks, Star Launch, a lot of different launch pads are including Plutonians. March 2022, release Level Builder to the general public to author their own expansions. September 2022, Plutonians 3D Unreal Unity integration with the game plan engine. Okay. November, Tournament Futura, Worldwide Hackathon, NFT building extravaganza. I don't really know what these things mean, but I do know that here the NFTs are being released, or at least you can build them. There's a tournament, Futura, I don't know what that means, and a hackathon. I assume they test the game if it's hack resistance. December 2022, Plutonians VR integration. So this is where it really happens, I think. And then January 2023, Season 1 content expansion pack every quarter thereafter. So I'm not really too sure when the game launches, but I assume here, gameplay engine and level builder internal build. No, it's the building. Release level builder. I think one of the most important things, here maybe. Unity with the gameplay engine. I think this is the game launch. I'm not too sure though. It's not really clear to me, but I think September 2022 the game will launch. Let's head over to the team. But this roadmap looks quite simplistic, quite realistic. I would like to see it a little bit longer term, but it is a light paper, not a white paper. But yeah, I think when you do the IDO, the white paper should be ready. I just wasn't able to find it. I found this from an admin on Telegram that mentioned this, but it's not on the website nowhere. All right, our stable, over a century of combined experience in blockchain game development, 3D, VR, marketing. The team brings value experience. All team members share U.A.Fabrica studio vision. Public team, real community, unparalleled. Okay. Till Mayer, CTO and founder. Mighty. Okay, so it says public team. Where are their names though? So half of the team doesn't have last names, and there are people with non-real names because his name is not Mighty and his name is not Nonbit, I assume. So we got Samuel, okay, Tony, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, James, Faye, Michael. I would like to see some, let me see if I can find the team here. So we have Twitter, at least, but I'm looking for the founder. I don't want to see that artist is Twitter. That's a writer, that's a coder, that's a writer. Okay, he has LinkedIn at least. Tillman Meyer, CTO, Berlin, Germany, co-founder of U.A.Fabrica. Okay, so I'd like to see who else works here. James Lee from Sydney. Sehu from wherever he's from. And Benjamin, who's also from Australia, who makes the sounds. All right, that's cool. At least they have 4 people on LinkedIn. Would obviously better to have more people there, but it's better than nothing, 100%. Then Plutonians. You got Kishan and somebody else. And obviously Till. Okay, cool. Let me go back right here. Anybody else of interest? No, they got some LinkedIn, they got some Twitter. I mean, Twitter, LinkedIn is better than nothing, right? So definitely if you have something linked. So for example, this guy, they should have put his LinkedIn because he's LinkedIn registered under the company. So why not just put his LinkedIn? But yeah, they have a nice summary of everybody. They have their real pictures. So it's already heading into the right direction there. It's about a 12 people team. So I would say quite decent sized. And like, to be fair, when I look at how they designed this, obviously the black space behind the text makes it a little bit easier to read, but the art is really nice of this light paper. I wish they would have covered that on the homepage as well. It would just have such more of an apparent value because they took this background style from Star Atlas. I think they have kind of the same thing, but it's just super ugly, poor quality. It just looks cheap. Where I think the light paper looks great, right? If they would have just used this background, like focus on the VR, which they want to focus on, it really looks really, really good. So I definitely, well, this is definitely a light paper. I have still a lot of questions about this game. For example, the vesting is one thing that's not here. The tokenomics are not here. So we are going on an exploration journey to find where the tokenomics actually are. I wasn't able to verify myself on Discord. It appears to not to be working. So obviously I join many channels every day, but the CAPTCHA bot is not letting me through. It says that I'm already a member, but I can't see anything. So that's unfortunate. So we are on Telegram right now. I'm going to search for tokenomics. This is also how I found the white paper. Can someone send me tokenomics, please? And then I just see, check the website, you'll find all you need there. That's what they keep saying, not even the admins, but the rest of the people as well. So either I'm blind, right, or the tokenomics are not here. So this just links just to all this text, and the tokenomics are not here. The NFT marketplace is coming soon, and the demo is basically the same thing as this video. So the tokenomics are definitely not here. Tokenomics are not out yet, but you can see it in the light paper. We have reviewed the light paper, but it's unfortunate because, okay, so there's a light paper here, a roadmap, okay, and then an elevator pitch. And I assume the light paper is the V4, which we looked at. Yes. So we have already covered this. Okay, and this is a very, very short pitch, what it's about, so that's useless. Roadmap, they covered basically the same roadmap. Okay, so that's also not useful. But there's no tokenomics 2 weeks before the launch. So there's an airdrop as well happening. IDOs, the 11th and the 12th of February on Seedify. There's Bull Perks, Gamespad, Core Starter, Star Launch. They're doing quite many. The white paper and the tokenomics are being worked on, basically 3 weeks. So this is something I'm afraid we cannot cover just yet, because they just don't have the tokenomics. Basically for me, to make an accurate price prediction and or to basically make any suggestion if this would be interesting, I would need the tokenomics, right? It's the most important part. We could go actually to Seedify, so they also don't have the listing amounts. Let's go to Bull Perks, see if they have Plutonians coming up, upcoming. Plutonians, all to be announced, okay. Star Lounge. Where's the, how do you enter this platform? Dashboard? I assume so. Okay. No, it's not even listed under upcoming yet. Okay, so we need to give them more time. They have 2 weeks. So there would be sufficient time, because here it says, for more information on gameplay and tokenomics, click the link. All right, so there's some information here. There are 2 tokens, PLD, the total supply of RPC. So which one are we looking at? We're looking at the DAO, not RPC. So Core Starter, okay. Core Starter will conduct the race for RPC. PLD will be the government's token allowing users treasury. RPC, you will use RPC to make trades. RPC is deflationary. Yeah. Okay, so it's the in-game currency, yeah? Why would you want to join this? Total supply, 35 billion, IDO price of almost nothing with a vesting period of 15% TGE. All you have to do is compare a market cap of well under 1 million to the current range of large scale to see the great value in this. I don't know about that. Why would I want to buy in? Maybe for the, because this is deflationary, so the price will only decrease. I want to have the information on the DAO token, but that's not available. So Core Starter is actually launching the deflationary project. So yeah, there's some people saying they're quite bullish on this interesting project. I do think Plutonians is an interesting project, but I also do believe that 2 weeks before the actual IDO, you would have the Whitepaper and Tokenomics ready, unless you're still trying to onboard VCs, complete strategic rounds. You don't have the final tokenomics just yet, but we'll have to see about that. For now, I'm going to pass on Plutonians because there is no tokenomics, no white paper. I can't make a price prediction. I'm definitely not going to participate in a in-game currency launch. I like to focus on the governance tokens primarily, or basically only. The website is not that great. There's only a light paper, and honestly, 2 weeks in the crypto space is a long time. So they have time. Maybe in the next week they will release it, and we'll have another look at Plutonians. But right now it is a no for me. I'm not really interested in this project because they have super ambitious plans, and I just have too many questions which remain unanswered. Let me know what you think about Plutonians in the comments down below. This was my complete review. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.